In our recent years, the OTT and connected TV space has grown rapidly, more recently accelerated by the impact of COVID 19. In the upcoming panel discussion, our panelists will deliberate on how connected TV and OTT is complementing TV advertising in this performance driven world. I would like to invite Satyajit Sen, Head Product and Community, ET Brand Equity, to moderate this discussion. Over to you.
Hi everyone. Welcome to this session titled How Connected TV and OTT is Complementing TV Advertising in this Performance-Driven World. We all know and there is no denying to the fact that when it comes to brand building and scaling up a brand's potential, television advertising still is the king. It is hard to beat reaching your audience when they are relaxing at home and on their couch and are consuming their favorite shows on the TV screens. Connected TV and OTT combined with the living room viewing experience provides an added advantage and an added capability of data, which are there for advertisers for the taking. However, the question still remains how to approach this opportunity of data, and this is still up for discussion. Today, in this panel, we'll dive deep into understanding the nuances of connected TV and OTT advertising and how these two mediums are actually complementing TV advertising and helping advertisers gain maximum reach. I'm honored today to be joined by an esteemed panel of professionals who have been leading their respective brands and creating captivating recall and captivating stories across media. Introducing Mr. Shashank Srivastava, Senior Executive Director, Sales and Marketing at Maruti Suzuki, Ms. Jasneet Bachal, CMO at Yes Bank, Mr. Pravir Sahame, Senior Director, India and Southeast Asia at Samsung Ads. And we also have Mr. Siddharth Davare, MD at India and SAC at MIQ Digital. Siddharth will be joining us in some time. So welcome panelists and thank you so much for joining us today. It's a great honor to share this podium and to actually listen to your inputs and listen to your insights on the subject that we are discussing today. Thank you so much for joining us. So, before we go deep and start discussing into the nuances of OTT advertising and connected TV advertising in India, I really come to, want to come to my brands here, right? And we can start with Jasneet. And I really want to understand in Yes Bank's marketing mix, overall marketing mix, where does connected TV and OTT feature in your spans pattern? Jasneet, this question for you.
Thanks, Satyajit. And hi, good evening, my co-panelists too. Um, Needless to say that COVID has brought about a lot of change in mindsets and lifestyles. We've seen that over the last couple of months, consumers have been largely trapped in their homes, right? For some, it's been very pleasant. For some, it may have been unpleasant. But nonetheless, what has really happened that we've seen a paradigm shift in consumption habits. And needless to say, this shift has also impacted consumption of media, right? Consumption of content. And, I was recently reading somewhere that millennials in a pre COVID scenario would spend on an average 2 hours a day in content consumption, which has shifted to roughly 4.5 hours a day. Now, just think about that 4.5 hours a day. Actually, if you sum it up at an annual level, is almost 70 days, right? And it is way beyond in normal times. One would not even take a vacation for that long, an annual vacation, or even it is more than the times, put it in context, that preschoolers spend away from home. So I think it's really good heydays from for platforms that actually are in the space of content and all of that. And having said all of this, consumers have really exercised their choice, is what we have seen in COVID times. Consumers have flocked to OTT platforms, much like they've expressed their preference for OTT. Of course, this is led and influenced. Besides COVID, it is led and influenced by multiple other factors, such as easy, cheaper data access, increasing penetration of smartphones, so on and so forth. I think we're all aware of what is driving, behind what is behind driving the shift to digital consumption, really. However, coming specifically to OTT, I would like to say that whilst TV is king, yes, and TV drives a lot of reach, and television still remains the mainstay of, maybe entertainment and news and stuff like that in most Indian homes, because Indian homes are led by single TV households also, larger set of Indian homes. However, one must realize that as consumers have flocked to the OTT platforms, a marketer will definitely recognize that. And actually, it's our job as marketers to really reach out to consumers where they want to be. And that is really how OTT platforms make inroads to the media mix and the marketing mix of most brands. Having said that, there are 2 points to note: that OTT, for brands who don't want to be on television, for brands who are actually looking at cost optimizations, OTT actually comes with a lot of advantage because it actually provides you reach, but it comes with low entry barrier in terms of investments, right? So you can actually buy impactful properties, be it live sport or be it reality television, on OTT with lower overall investments compared to television. So that is one set of advantage that it really comes with. Secondly, one must also realize that whenever we look at ROI indexing, and we've been doing this over the years, in the marketing discipline, we know that single platform campaigns don't deliver as well on ROI as multimedia campaigns do. So if you start joining the dots and you say that yes, multimedia is really something that gives you the kicker or the multiplier in your campaigns and actually impacts mind measures way more than really single media campaigns, and you look at that consumers have already expressed that as platform of choice, I don't think there's any reason to not consider OTT. Of course, one has to look at the goals, and one has to look at the investments that you're making and what incremental reach it's getting, all those basic hygiene characters. But definitely OTT plays a role in the media mix. In fact, we have also at Yes Bank in the COVID times tried multiple campaigns that we've done. We have experimented with considering OTT as being a lead platform too. And we can probably talk about that a little later too.
Sure. One thing that really stood out from your input was that, basically brands follow consumers and wherever consumers are, right? And OTT and connected TV is a new medium, right? Consumers are flocking to this, and that's why it makes proper sense for brands to follow that. Shashank sir, what's your take on this? Like, we have seen a huge uptake of OTT slash connected TV, especially during the COVID times, the COVID infused lockdowns. As the country's leading auto manufacturer, how are you as a brand looking into this platform?
Yeah, and I think I completely agree with what Jasneet just said, that as marketers, we need to follow what the consumers are doing. And we have seen significant changes in their media consumption behavior, including, for example, a surge in use of supplemental devices. So it's now much more multi-devices viewing than what it was in the past. So in the past, television, and still is actually, television gives us a it's great for brand awareness, it's great for reach, it's great for telling a story and therefore brand building. And we have been using television extensively. In fact, that's the medium where we are putting in our largest investments. However, I think while it has its advantages, recall, I am told, is 32% higher than the next device. But when it comes to OTT, and we are now following that because we've seen OTT and CTV growing hugely in the pattern of viewing by the consumers. And OTT gives us that ability to target the audience through many lenses. So you could see demographic segmentation, you can do by geography, even by interest, including, for example, let's say traveling or online shopping or whatever. So overall, it is helping us to select and reach out to relevant audiences more precisely. And CTV is actually having a double advantage. One is it has that great scale and also the influence of a linear television. But at the same time, it also has that precision and personalization of data driven by performance metrics. They see a unique opportunity in CTV and OTT combined. Previously, Maruti Suzuki was using OTT platform just as a additional supplementary to the television, just to garner some additional awareness. We're still working on the top end of the funnel. However, now of late, when we have seen that we have now much more precise precision, and we get a lot of inputs regarding the individual consumers who are using it. Therefore, we are now not just using it at the top end of the funnel, but also towards the lower end for targeting, for retargeting. That's something which OTT CTV allows us. We have earlier done this advertising in both platforms, getting us an approximate reach. Last year, I remember 3% extra reach on the same cost. So we were doing a combination of television and OTT. But and overall, presently of the overall advertising, we do about 5 to 8% on OTT and CTV combined. Now, one last point I wanted to make was that, and I think just Neet also mentioned it, it is not just about reach or awareness, but also in media associations, we find OTT is a great platform. In fact, very recently for Olympics, we did one with Sony TV, Sony Live, and also IPL we did last year in Hotstar. So you could actually have big tickets item now being consumed on the OTT medium, and therefore you can have the right association. And we have for our TG in auto sports is a big, it has got a large affinity, and therefore we are looking forward to even those associations. So combine two ways: one, to get additional reach, having more personalization and therefore more personal performance-oriented marketing campaign. And third is these associations, spending roughly 5 to 8% of our advertising spends on this medium now.
Sure, that's a great input actually, because, more than reach and recall, the associations are the things that really matter, because, as we currently see a lot of, cinemas and, theaters are being shut, I'm sure the big ticket, the big budget Bollywood movies will also line up on OTT, and that again provides a, better plethora for brands, because, we know in India, cricket, Bollywood sells, right? Great. So, moving on to Prabir. Prabir, you have been, building Samsung ecosystem, the Samsung connected TV ecosystem, and ensuring that, it is reaching to, people's homes, and, there is a connected TV environment in everybody's home, right? I know a lot of friends who have been using, Samsung devices and Samsung connected TV homes, and the experience there is quite seamless. How have you seen brands using that platform, right, as a media tool to better reach and better, basically, uplift their recalls across the country?
Thanks for the question, Satyadeep. And I would just build on top of what Shashank as well as Jasmeet just mentioned a while back. One of the things which is unique with Samsung Ads is we are right now the only OEM manufacturer who is offering ads on a native device. And if you just look at the internet evolution, probably this is the only space where the device manufacturers are taking active interest in building the ads ecosystem. So when we are building this entire landscape for India, it's just been about a year, we are able to now understand what is the viewing behavior on a TV device itself. Now, when you talk about independent OTT, you may get a lens of what's happening within the OTT. But as a marketer, you really want to know what are OTT platform are people really watching on the TV, and how much are people really watching broadcast content as well. So one small nugget that we've discovered over the last 6 months, that of the 3 million Samsung TVs that we have, about 50% of them do not even watch broadcast content in a given month. And that's a significantly high proportion of total users. And these guys tend to prefer to watch streaming platforms. So when we're engaging with advertisers and agencies in a market like India, we're trying to make people understand what the hardware can offer with respect to measurements. And then how can you use that measurements to make more informed decisions, not just on buying inventory on the TV device itself, but how that it also influences your OTT platform buying as well. As a matter of fact, in UK and US, we just launched a sort of an audience advisor tool, which can say how much investment should you be making across linear as well as OTT platforms. So we're trying to bring in a slightly more holistic view of what really happens on TV, and then helping advertisers make the a balanced choice between advertising on the device itself as well as advertising across OTT platforms. We're a few months away before we make this all officially available across the market, but that's the conversation we're having with the community right now.
I'm sure that would be an interesting, observation, interesting news to come out from. We'll definitely, look forward to connecting with you again on this. So moving on to Shashank. So Shashank, when it comes to performance marketing, so we are talking about digital, right? And digital as a medium and performance marketing as a form of spends done by brands. So, being a leader in the auto category, we have seen how auto has primarily built on performance marketing, right? How do you see, connected TV and OTT playing a part and helping you and furthering your, performance marketing activities, especially on the, connected TV platforms?
So actually, if you see connected TV, OTT, they have a great potential in terms of targeted marketing, actually for all categories of products. But if you see specifically for auto, in auto, just for the information of the audience, 6% of the penetration of autos in India is just 6%, which means that out of 100 households, only 6 have auto. And in that sense, this category would require even more precise targeting, because you are actually looking at a very small sub-segment of the universe. And therefore, I believe that the advent of OTT and CTV is great for us, because we had been doing what is colloquially called spray and pray, but we were always looking for something more specific. And I think this platform enables us to do that. And I said that at the beginning also, that earlier we were using television and OTT was just being used for additional and incremental reach. But what we do now is, since we have now a larger base of OTT users are growing, we now have started leveraging them for very tangible, for very measurable performance metrics, and not just for branding. So that is one which we have done. And as I indicated to you earlier, we are now spending a large amount of our investments on the OTT platform. And it's also that it's now become a very viable component in the performance media mix. So earlier, it used to be only pure digital in the sense of pure digital, if I can call it. But now it is with CTV, it's also a mix where you have the advantage, as I said, of reach and of on the awareness side of television, but also with CTV, you can have a much more personalized experience. We are also thinking of using what is now software being available, household synchronization of devices, which means that you can actually put more personalization across devices in the household, and therefore having a very targeted approach as far as communication is concerned. So yes, so we have started doing that. And with this growing capabilities and scaling, exciting journey, and I think it's going to get bigger. And for auto category, it's really a boon for us, because we can really get much more return on our marketing investments.
Great. It's great that you mentioned about measurement, because this is something that I am intrigued about. The measurement metrics that are currently available on, especially on this medium. And I would come to Praveer on this, in some time. But before that, Jasneet, wanted to come to you and understand, from your category per se, right? BFSI has also been, like Auto, one of the major spenders when it comes to performance marketing, and one of the major gainers out of performance marketing, especially on digital. Would you also be looking at CTV/OTT in the same parlance?
Yeah, so absolutely right, Satyajit. So BFSI actually leans very heavily into full funnel marketing, and I think digital platforms that actually allow for this, definitely gain favor in a marketer's mind. For to my mind, and to whatever experiments we've done, and the bit that we have researched, OTT actually still operates at the top funnel level. It's great for reach building. It's absolutely good for driving awareness, and it definitely plays a key role in the media mix when it comes to that. So and it helps you drive scale there. But however, when you look at when you look at OTT, and why I say that it makes a good platform for actually reach building is because it has these crests. When you look at the content that is put onto OTT, there is live sport, there is live entertainment, there is also this entire nostalgic TV shows which were there on television in the past, today are not there, but are garnering good views on OTT platforms. Largely these shows, and live sport is what we have actually utilized for driving reach. And I that is where I see that most brands are participating on OTT platforms also. Now, the unique thing about OTT is that it allows you to buy both spot buys and impressions, right? Spot buys leaning towards television, and really that is how television is bought. And impressions is really more digital parlance methodology of buying, and maybe evaluation in terms of VTRs, percentage of video views, and things like that. However, why it really doesn't work, in my view, for performance really is that when you look at mid funnel and you look at bottom funnel, you are actually looking at far deeper. So, for example, OTT is viewed across and CTV is across screens, right? It is leaning in towards mobile, but it is also across screens. So the clicks are not enabled on all devices, so on and so forth. So there are many other platforms that allow for even sharper targeting when it comes to performance. So, for example, the experiments, having said that, I would say that one of the experiments that we really did was that in banking, we use a lot of first party data, right? And so, how do we really leverage this really well on OTT platforms? Because the analytics and all of that we had to really do to actually get our targeting right was largely off platform. So what we really did is we used the other digital platforms. We have an internal set of how we profile our customers. We actually used the other digital platforms to gather the right interest categories of this customer pool, and then use that for utilization and targeting on OTT, because there is no match directly that we can really find of how to target this audience, right? If we go directly onto OTT. So these are just, simple ways. If OTT actually enhances OTT and CTV, if the targeting capabilities are enhanced, right, it can definitely start catering to full funnel marketing. It's anyways a growing platform. I think the platform owners have to decide whether they want to lean in towards, full funnel marketing. Being digital, there's definitely opportunity for that. Having said that, awareness is also a big market, right? So, and can they also, like many of the other platforms do, cater to full funnel? That's a call, I think, and that is evolution that will happen for the platforms. And this is really where one stands today. Having said that, it is today, it's not that OTT platforms you cannot utilize for first party data and all. It is about how do you look for, creatively look for solutions, because there are capabilities. They may not be very mature as we are probably used to on other digital platforms, but you can find your hybrid solutions and your workarounds to actually utilize this platform intelligently.
Great. That's a great input, because we have really seen targeting capabilities help a platform, help a media grow, and so as to attract more investment from brands. So Praveer, coming to you and from a OEM perspective, right? How are you, making sure or enabling these capabilities, be it on measurement part or be it on targeting part, right? How can OEMs play a role here, right? I know it's most of a platform play, like the Netflixes and the OTT platforms, of the world. But I'm sure as an OEM, there is some leverage that you can take. So, what's your take on this?
Oh, absolutely. I think what Jasneet just mentioned is something we're already enabling today. When we look at CTV advertising, we look at it as a full funnel offering. When I'm saying full funnel offering, which means that you're able to use the OEM platform for right from brand awareness to also potentially driving an action. And just to give you a view, for example, applications which exist on the TV device itself, we can pretty much measure, transact, and even execute campaign end to end. For brands or applications which do not exist on the TV today and pretty much operate in the world outside of TV, we have a whole bunch of suites that we offer today. So for example, if Jasneet says, hey, I've got first party data and I only want to run campaigns against that, we fully support that and help you create cohorts there. We take it a notch up and we say that, hey, I have this first party data from Mumbai, but I only want to target to people who are watching, let's say, one of the popular OTT platforms. So we can give you that segment and you can target that as well. What is missing as a piece of puzzle right now is demographic as well as ownership behavior, so to say, because largely AITV is a co-viewing device. So unlike other devices, we do not have one-to-one matching. So that's where the ecosystem is a little bit behind. But in terms of enabling first-party data across TV, that is possible today. Then we're also launching something which is a cross-device retargeting. So if you want to retarget somebody on the television basis what they did on your website, on your application, that definitely will be possible on the TV side natively. So we are approaching the ecosystem with a slightly more open mindset, where we are allowing privacy-safe environments to be available, where advertisers can bring in their data and then run campaigns based on what they want to achieve, whether it is the awareness element or whether it's a question of driving a lead. So we are building the ecosystem with the open internet in mind and making sure that when this is fully fledged setup, we're not only addressing the upper funnel requirements of a marketing plan, but the entire funnel, and as well as accounting for measurement, as well as attribution and tracking. So that's what we're working towards, but what's available right now is definitely you can bring your first party data and you can run campaigns across our TVs.
Yeah, that's a great point. Shashank, you wanted to make a point about the measurability part?
I think I would agree with what Praveer just said. We have a lot of data on consumers, and we do use them for, and the ecosystem allows that. So it's actually not just the top end funnel which we are looking at, but also the entire, the full funnel aspect of purchase behavior of consumers. So I think it all depends on how much targeting you can do based on how much information and data that you have. And we have a lot of that for our consumers. In fact, we have huge amounts of more than 2 crore, 2.3 crore consumers that we have. So I think we are using it across. And I think when it becomes more broad-based, you will find it being even more effective medium. And so for auto, I am quite confident that CTV, OTT platform will be really great going forward, especially from the performance metrics point of view.
Great. I think it's a great point to talk about, and what a timing, Siddharth. So welcome, Siddharth. Panelists, we have Siddharth Davade. Mr. Siddharth Davade, he's the MD of India and SAARC at MIQ. Siddharth, welcome. We missed you in the first part of the conversation, but we will make sure that we talk about some relevant points, because we are just touching upon the performance part of OTT and connected TV. So welcome, Siddharth.
Thank you so much.
Great. Siddharth, I had a question, and I was just going through my other panelists and asking them about the measurability plus targeting capabilities that connected TV and OTT provides. So we heard Praveer from his OEM perspective, and Shashank and Jasneet were speaking up from a brand's perspective. So you have been working closely with a lot of brands, especially providing them services around OTT advertising. So first of all, staying on the subject of targeting and funnel marketing and performance marketing, what's your input? What do brands seek when they when they look at marketing metrics or measurability metrics from this medium?
Yeah, so I'll start with just taking a step back and say that I think what we are moving is a completely new direction now, right? And there's a lot of changes which have happened during pandemic. So earlier, TV obviously was a big medium, and it is still a big medium. But we also know that now there are a lot of consumers who have shifted to online channels of entertainment, and of course, they are watching a lot of connected TV and OTT, content as well. And what we are seeing is that, and we are working with a lot of brands where they want to take a step back and say that, okay, let me first now figure out who is my consumer and where are they, right? My earlier assumptions of that I should do these TV campaigns during this time and with this size of the TV campaign, and I would be able to meet my marketing goals and sales goals with that. Those assumptions I need to recheck now because of the so much of change which has happened. So that is the first thing which, in the planning stage itself, we have to take into account. And that's where, I can speak from my experience, is that the way we have been working with brands is just to kind of highlight here or talk about where I'm coming from. We have a huge amount of data, for Indian consumers. It's all GDPR compliant. So about 700 million consumers data we have in terms of online and offline signals. So we are helping brands to understand who is their consumer. And then we also have a data set which helps us to understand that, okay, who this is the core target group of this brand and this is their profile. And then like 50% or 60% of them are heavy TV viewers and they should be reached out on TV. And I'm just giving it as an example, but the remaining are probably now on digital channels. And these are the OTT channels. These are the TV, digital TV platforms where they are. And that is how now the entire planning should be done, right? And then from there, you are taking the best first step and you are executing the campaign. And then of course you can look at the measurement from various angles. Couple of angles which are which have helped brands to make sense of this new paradigm is definitely the lift studies which you do. When you've done a campaign, what is the kind of lift which has happened? And also what is called channel path to conversion analytics, right? So it's not just about doing a campaign with branding as a goal. What you can do now, and that this is especially true for digital channels, is you can also look at various channels, how consumer is either clicking or viewing the communication on these channels, and then probably interacting with your brand. If you're having a e-commerce setup, then you can also track at that level as well, that after watching my ad, how are my consumers coming to my website or to my app and how are they interacting. And then you can also take it to the level where you're also even able to measure what has been the revenue impact because of the brand campaign which you're done. So you can complete the circle to a large extent now. And I think that's where a lot of brands are looking at focusing on performance through these mediums. And when I had entered, I think Shashank was also talking about the same thing. So we definitely see similar trends when we are working with our clients as well. And I think that's a great thing, because for brands, it is like completing the loop and you're getting good feedback on your investments. So all in all, I think it's a very healthy ecosystem which is developing.
Great, Siddharth. I think you summed it up well. So these are exactly the points that we had discussed earlier with Shashank, Jasneet, and Praveen, and you kind of summed it up in one input. So that's great. So ladies and gentlemen, before we come to the close of this session, right? We would really want to do a kind of future gazing, right? It's a growing category. It's a growing medium. There are a lot of new things that we'll experience. I really wanted to come to Shashank first and understand from his point of view. How do you see as a brand and as India's leading brand, right? What would really, lead this medium to a glorious future?
Uh, uh, we discussed that actually. One is the growth of the OTT, both on the paid subscriber base as well as the free. Both of them are increasing exponentially. And I mentioned, especially for auto, this will give us a great database for and subscriber base for very targeted marketing. And in fact, we have seen that the video on demand market, which we generally divide as a AVOD or a SVOD. I would expect that as it becomes more broad-based and for Indian market, especially where we have much more value-seeking customers, I would expect consumers would want ad-supported video services, which would bring down the cost of subscription. And maybe even the number of paid subscription which are there on an average for the OTT user would also come down as it becomes more broad-based. And I think this is also borne true from data which we see from the US. And in fact, Indian consumer is much more conscious as far as value is concerned. So we have those models, the AVOD, the SVOD. We also have a TVOD, because that's a traditional one where you pay for individual programs or usage, like you have Apple iTunes, for example, or you have Amazon Rent and Pay, what we call the ESTs, the electronic sell-throughs. We also, I think going forward, this will develop in some form of a hybrid where it will be some part free, some part subscribed. And we would know exactly, and since it becomes very big, I would expect with increased penetration, I think Jasneet mentioned it at the beginning, with cost of television, smart TVs, connected TVs coming down, the internet getting more, having a larger penetration and cheaper data available. I think this is a medium for the future. And I would expect it to come up very, very fast. So it's not just, I'm not going to just say and bet it will grow. I'm going to say that it's going to bet. I'm going to bet that it will grow exponentially. So that's my take for the future as far as this medium is concerned. Thank you.
Really encouraging, Shashank, coming from you. So Jasneet, wanted to understand your point of view. How do you see the future of this medium?
So I'd start by saying that today it's definitely OTT and connected TVs in terms of content and viewing is consumers' delight, right? And there are different OTTs. Today we have over 40 OTT platforms and, that cater to different types of content. I think after TikTok was banned, there are also your Bulbuls and, your other sort of platforms that have come up which cater to even short form content and, catering to all segments of target audiences also. And so the space in itself is catering to a wide set of audience. I think what is needed from OTT, definitely future is positive. It's a medium that is blends really the old world and the new world. I think OTT has platforms such as CTV and OTT have a huge opportunity to actually build out something which is a blend of consumer customer experience with advertiser demands. So if increasingly performance is becoming important for most categories, right, and we know that customer and consumer journeys are not getting simpler, they are not linear in any fashion. So if at this point in time new platforms are building out, they can actually develop new currency, newer opportunities for full funnel marketing, newer formats, probably which marketers today, advertisers today can't even fathom and think out. So really it calls for and allows for a lot of innovation and redefining. That is really the opportunity that OTT can drive for marketers and for the industry by itself. And definitely is the future bright. The future is bright if there is a lot of innovation that is happening, and that is really, I think, what is intended, because we are seeing evolution happen pretty fast. And it's not like OTT, though it is borrowing a lot of content from television, but it is not the platforms are not limiting themselves to just content television. We are seeing newer age content formats that are also coming in, and further experimentation will definitely widen and help marketeers to, like I said at the start, if consumers are flocking there, even advertisers will. But I think some advertiser demands should be met in terms of measurement, experimenting, innovation, and so on and so forth.
Great. That is a perfect note to move to Pravir actually, and understand from the OEM perspective, how are they working towards creating a better future for connected TV.
A big part of my time today goes in laying the foundations, because I think it's important to have strong foundation to build an ecosystem in the industry. And like Jasmeet mentioned, it unlocks a whole bunch of data which historically nobody has ever looked at. And it needs to be treated very differently. So when we're looking at conversions happening between the traditional ways of consuming content and newer ways, it unlocks a lot of data which is new. So a big chunk of my time today goes in building the right foundations for the industry to stand on. Following that, we want this to be an inclusive journey. So it's not going to be a wall garden. It is going to be a participative environment where advertisers and users can come together and really build it forward. So we are definitely all leaned in to build an ecosystem which is open, transparent, and inclusive for all participants to participate in this experience. And lastly, from a user standpoint, we do want to respect their choices and the choice of privacy. So there is very high importance of making sure that data is respected and choices are fully respected. And we communicate that quite transparently across all different stakeholders. And lastly, which is the line of measurement and the line of different partners who get involved, they are kept in sync, because we are now bringing in a completely new set of devices and data sets that the ecosystem need to adapt. So whether it's measurement platforms, whether it's advertisers, whether it's agency planners, they need to be brought along this journey in terms of what CTV unlocks, and not just get excited by, this is the next cool thing that we want to tap into, without understanding what are the short-term limitations and what are we trying to unlock over the next 6 to 9 months. So that's what I am working towards along with my team and people at Samsung Ads. I'm definitely very excited to what we're going to unfold for the market in the coming months.
Great. Thanks, Pravir. Siddharth, your take. How do you foresee the future?
So yeah, I think future is very exciting, right? Right now, let's look at first the form factor. A lot of consumption is on mobile, and now it is also growing on TV. And I think TV is such a big medium, right? TV is always the medium which creates the maximum impact, because it's a big screen. You are sitting there, you are completely relaxed, and you are completely absorbing the communication which is happening. So I think there's nothing but a revolution which is going to happen now, right? And TV has always defined advertising and marketing in the previous era. TV is again going to define that in this era. So that is one big factor which is there. The second I would say is that with digital, what will happen is the way of buying will change, right? So earlier it was a bit assumptive that, okay, I will be in these channels and this is how I'll reach my consumer. But now it will be more well informed, as I was saying, with data. And also a simple thing like, how do I maximize my reach for an ideal frequency? Those things will come in, right? And those things will be implemented, because there is also focus on what is the ROI on what I'm spending. And there was a saying in advertising that, I know advertising giving me result, but which half is giving me result, I don't know. But that is going to be a thing of the past, because now I'm going to know that, okay, this is where my consumer is, and this is how I'm going to maximize my reach for an ideal frequency. And I can do that now. Those technologies are available now. So that is the second thing which definitely is going to become more and more in the future. And the third thing I would say is that I think consumer is looking at entertainment on the go, right? So I would say that, and this is a bit futuristic, but there will be more form factors which will be coming in as well. So TV is going to definitely be one of the big form factor, but there could be entertainment coming in from various devices. Your refrigerator, when someone is cooking and refrigerator is there, and probably refrigerator could be giving you entertainment as well. So it's a bit futuristic, but what I see is that there will be more and more form factors which will be helping you to get you always connected to entertainment, and that's where again that will be great from a marketing perspective, where you can apply the new technologies, maximize your reach. You can reach to the consumer on the go, and consumer will also have a plethora of choices. So from that perspective, it will obviously be great. Of course, there will always be this discussion that these new form factors, is it healthy? Are people getting too addicted? But probably, that's something which is, not about external stimulation, but how I'm internally managing the triggers, because distraction is there now. Distractions were there earlier as well. So yeah, that's a bit of a different discussion, but yeah, those things will also come to the fore.
That's a great note to sum up our discussion today. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, with this, we have come to an end of today's discussion. We have just been able to scratch the surface of this behemoth called connected TV and OTT. I'm sure as we go as we go deep into the future, there will be a lot of other inputs, and there will be a lot of other trends that will basically guide how brands are making their spends for this medium. Until next time, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you everyone for an interesting discussion on how connected TV and OTT is complementing TV advertising in this performance-driven world. Stay tuned for the next session.